Students, you are welcome in Sequence and Series Part 10. This is Chapter 9 in progress, and it is 29th question of exercise 9.3. Now, the statement is, if A and G are arithmetic mean and geometric mean respectively between the two numbers, prove that the numbers are A plus minus A square minus G square. So, you imagine the numbers as AB. Then A is arithmetical mean. It means A is equal to A plus B upon 2. We know the arithmetical mean of two numbers. So you find out A plus B, that is 2A. Similarly, G is geometric mean, and geometric mean can be calculated using this method, AB under the root. So we can find AB, that is G square. Now find out A square minus G square, because we want to prove A square minus G square. So we will find out the value of A plus minus A square minus G square. So you first find A square minus G square. It will be A minus B upon 2 whole square after simplification. You put the value of A and G. So it will be A minus B whole square, A minus B upon 2 whole square. Now A square minus G square under root, it will be A minus B upon 2. Now we want to find out the numbers as A plus minus. So you simplify A plus A square minus G square under root and A minus A square minus G square under root. So you put values of A and this. So you will find the numbers as AB. So this is what we have to prove. So A plus A square minus G square under root is equal to A after simplification. A minus A square minus G square under root is equal to B after simplification. So therefore the proof. I hope it is clear. Now move on to question number 30. The number of bacteria doubles every hour. If there were 30 bacteria present originally, find number of bacteria at the end of second, fourth and nth hour. Now number of bacteria in the beginning, let is 0 hours, let it is A. At the end of 1 hour, because bacteria count is doubling after every hour, so at the end of 1 hour it is 2A, 2 times. Similarly, the bacteria count will double at the end of 2 hours, so at the end of 2 hours 4A. So now these three terms form a GP. So whose first term is A, we can find the common ratio by dividing second term by first term, it is 2. Now at the end of second hour, it is third term, because 0 hour, first hour, second, at the end of second hour it is third term. And using GP formula, it is A into R raised to the power 3 minus 1, it is 4A. Similarly, at the end of fourth hour, it will be fifth term. So we can calculate it is 16A. And at the end of nth hour, so it will be n plus 1th term. N plus 1th term using formula is A into R raised to the power n. If you put the values, it will be 2 raised to the power n into A. I hope it is clear. Now it is question number 32. If arithmetical mean and geometrical mean of the roots of a quadratic equations are 8 and 5 respectively, find the equation. Arithmetical mean and geometrical mean. So let the roots are AB. Arithmetical mean can be calculated using A plus B upon 2. So we can find A plus B, it is 16. Because we have imagined A and B as roots of a quadratic equation. So A plus B, it is sum of root is 16, we have calculated. Now geometric mean can be calculated AB under the root. So geometric mean is 5. So AB under root is 5. Squaring both sides, AB is equal to 25. This is product of roots. Now the equation, when sum of roots and product of root is given, can be written as x square minus sum of root into x plus product of root is equal to 0. You put the value of A plus B, 16, AB 25. So required equation will be x square minus 16x plus 25. I hope it is clear. Now we will start with the sum of infinite terms of a GP. Till now we have found out the sum of finite term, that is sum of n terms of a GP. So GP, it is A plus AR in continuation up to infinity. Now let S is equal to A plus AR up to infinity. next term will be AR square, then ARQ, and so on. Now there are two cases. R is less than 1. If R less than 1, so S, the formula for the sum of n terms, that will be S is equal to A upon 1 minus R, because for less than 1 sum of n terms, it is equal to, we know this formula. Now if R is less than 1, so R raised to the power n, it will be very small quantity. And for example, if R is 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2 raised to the power n will be very, very small. If n tends to infinity, so 1 upon 2 raised to the power n, that will be very, very small, that tends to 0, so it will be equal to 0. If n approaching infinity, so it means this will be equal to 0. So this term will be 0 when R is very, very small. So therefore the formula will be S is equal to A upon 1 minus R. So you have to remember this formula for the sum of infinite terms. R is less than 1. Now what will happen if R is greater than 1? If R is greater than 1, in that case we know the sum of n terms, it is A into R raised to the power n minus 1 upon R minus 1. If R is greater than 1, then R raised to the power n will be very large quantity. If n is infinity, then this term will also be infinity. So this sum of n terms, that will not be defined. So it means for the sum of infinite terms in a GP, we will find always R less than 1 only. This will be the case. So for R greater than 1, the sum of infinite terms, it is not defined. So R will be always less than 1. That's all for today. Thank you.